So I also at one time was a relocation or a transplant, if you would. And it wasn't really my choice to move here. And I'll be honest with you, it was quite scary. I remember even crying at my last nail lady's appointment because I was like, how am I going to find all these new things in this new town? Like I said, it wasn't my choice to come out here. So this girl had a little bit of a tantrum and I demanded certain things. And I'll be honest with you, it was the best decision I have ever given into because it wasn't mine. The first thing that I loved most about moving to the greater Phoenix area is when I moved here, and even today, coming from any of the coastal cities or the high paying technology areas like Southern California, Northern California, Seattle, even Dallas, New York City. We're even getting people from Florida that are moving here. And let me tell you, the housing, when coupled with low property taxes and lower income taxes, make Arizona, even still today, a lot more affordable. So when I bought my home, of course, even just 5 or 6 years ago, Arizona was a lot more affordable. But we are seeing the incomes increase at a very rapid pace. And we are also seeing that continuing over the next 5 to 10 years as we are having more and more companies move here paying top dollar. Here's the thing you want to do. When you're looking at areas, look at the jobs that are being created, the unemployment area, and what's going on with commercial property. That'll tell you kind of where the economy is going. And let me tell you, since the recovery in 2008, Phoenix has made it a point to be a very diversified economy. And so there's a multitude of industries that are bringing those high paying jobs here, which makes it even more lovable. I'll tell you, when I first moved here, to me, it was like going back in time, like 20 years. It was a time machine from the Bay Area coming to here. I was like, this is the wild, wild west. Well, today, housing again is still affordable. My children in their young 30s have been able to afford to buy their first property. Is it the big 5,000 square foot home with the ultimate swimming pool and grotto and fire at night? No, of course not. But let me tell you, being able to afford a home even out in the outskirts, and then you work your way in. Buying home is a legacy. It's not something you buy, obviously, your family home right off the bat. You start something small, maybe a condo, maybe a townhouse, or maybe an old fixer-upper, which is what I started my son in, and he is now building his real estate portfolio. The second thing that I love about living in the greater Phoenix area is the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Let me tell you, again, coming from the Bay Area or anywhere in California, it is extremely costly to be your own boss. Not only do you have crazy labor laws, huge payroll tax, not to mention the income tax, and just getting your feet off the ground as a small self-employed, whether it be a restaurant or a digital designer or a startup company, I'm telling you, it is more expensive and more difficult in the Bay Area. Here in the greater Phoenix area, I love giving to the little guy. I'm talking coffee shops. I'm talking all little tiny breakfast cafes. I'm talking wine restaurants. I'm talking clothing. I'm talking jewelry making. I'm talking landscape architects. I'm talking nursing home assignment. Like everyone here in the greater Phoenix area, I feel like is self-employed. And it's really cool to give back to the little guy and help make those dreams come true. I am telling you, no matter where you live in the entire Phoenix metro area, you're going to find these small mom and pop shops on almost every single corner. No matter where you live, you're going to have the little local bar or the little local coffee shop where they know you by your first name. Number 3 on my list about what I love most in the greater Phoenix area is all the events and activities. My very first thing at the top of the list, I'm going to tell you, is hiking. This girl loves hiking, whether it's locally here on the local desert mountains that I can literally get to on a lunch hour, or how quickly I can get up into the mountains and I can go hiking in the streams or kayaking in the river, or you can go paddle boarding on the Salt River at Tempe Town Lake. I'm telling you, there's so many outdoor activities, and there are mountains just kind of sprawled throughout the entire greater Phoenix area. Camelback is a doozy. If you want to really challenge yourself when you come to town, you got to hike Camelback Mountain. It's only like 1.25 miles, and I'm telling you, it's going to kick your butt. The other activities are everything from hiking, there's biking, there's mountain biking, there's quadding, there's off-roading, there's even skydiving, there's Jeep tours. You can go to an old mining shaft, you can go camping, you can go fishing, you can go jet skiing, you can go boating, you can go sailing. Oh my goodness, there's so many things to do. And I haven't even talked about like the events, the festivals. I have never been to so many festivals. And here again is the thing. If you go to any of these larger cities, concert tickets are more expensive and festival tickets are more expensive. You can still get into some of the local area events. Guess what? For free. I went to the Aloha Festival in downtown Tempe, and there was no cost to get in. And there's an upcoming Oktoberfest, and it's only $12 to get in. Look, there's all different types of things that you can go to. Everything from an ostrich festival to a taco festival to a pizza festival to an art and wine festival. There is just about absolutely everything that you can go to, no matter what you like. Oktoberfest, Jazz Fest. I could go on and on. There's so many things. How about St. Patrick's Day? That's a blast. There's a Greek festival. There's an Italian festival. There's an Asian Chinese international festival. There are festivals more than you can think about. Every weekend, you're going to have to pick your favorite. And you want to talk about beer fest and beer festivals? There are breweries everywhere. If you like beer, if you like home brewed beer, if you like locally brewed beer, there are beer tours that you can go on, and it is unbelievable. And believe it or not, we even have some wineries just outside of the greater Phoenix area in Prescott area, and you can go to some really cool winery tours. So you're not going to be doing without. I'm telling you, 365 days a year, there is something to do to enlighten yourself, to grow. All right, number 4, I have to tell you, I love driving. As crazy as that sounds, now mind you, I'm not stuck in a commuter traffic. I don't have to be from point A to point B at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I can pick the time of day that I drive. But here's the other thing I have found. First of all, most people here in the greater Phoenix area are hybrid now. The traffic is nominal compared to any large metropolitan area. For being the 5th largest city in America, it is like down in the 20s or 30s as far as bad traffic. And our freeways are super clean. They have beautiful art. They are super crazy wide. It is amazing how much Arizona, it's actually Arizona Department of Transportation, has put into our freeway system and continues to widen it as we continue to grow. It is not that bad compared to any large metropolitan area. And the little bit of driving, some of the freeways that we have are through beautiful mountains. And so it's actually nice, even if you have to slow down a little bit. Traffic is nothing compared to any of the other large areas. Now, number 5, I'm going to tell you, this is something that I enjoy every single summer, and that is the travelability to anywhere I want to go. Last year, I went to South America, and it was an easy connecting flight out of LA. But this year, I went to Mexico. I could drive, but I also flew. I also went to Hawaii over the miserable July and August. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you, 2 months out of the year is absolutely insane. It is now September when I am doing this, and I'll tell you, it's a beautiful 90 degrees outside. It is very temperate. It is moderate, and the light wind blowing. I know that sounds hot, but you know what? With a dry climate, everything feels much cooler. So that helps you when it gets much hotter. But like I said, come August, I went to Hawaii, direct flight. I could go directly to Maui, but this year I went over to Oahu. And I also took a weekend, hop on a skip, right on over to San Diego, where there was much cooler air and lots of smell and urine and garbage. So I escaped the greater Phoenix area for cooler weather, but I don't know that it was necessarily a better place to be. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is 6 how clean Arizona is. Like, it is insanely clean. Not only are the freeways clean, but the streets are clean. You constantly see all of the cities taking excellent care of their roads. We don't see potholes in the freeways. We don't see trash on the side of the road. Or how about when you're driving by a freeway and you see all of those garbage bags that are just kind of nailed up against the chain link fence? Or how about in San Diego, you're driving by and you see the tent city right over the bridge there? You don't see that. It is beautifully clean here in the greater Phoenix area. No weeds, no trash. We do have homeless. I'm not going to say we don't, but they are predominantly in central Phoenix area. So the rest of the suburbs are free from debris. How's that? Again, overall, extremely clean everywhere you look. Number 7, and let me tell you, as you get older, this gets very important, and that is the medical choices and services that are available here. Again, my family lives in the Bay Area, and as my parents are getting older and older, when it's an emergency, oh yeah, they'll be glad to help you. But when it's not an emergency and you're just trying to take routine care of yourself, whether it be dental care or meeting with a cardiologist or any of the other things that you're going to need as you get older, it takes weeks, months, sometimes even longer than a few months to get in to see medical care. I don't know what it is, but Arizona, you can get in to see any kind of a doctor in less than a couple weeks. Now, I realize it has everything to do with the insurance, but I have to tell you, as self-employed, as a realtor, and I probably have one of the worst plans out there, I have no problem getting into a doctor within a few days, even when I recently had to have some of those adult woman stuff done that, again, normally you have to schedule out a month or two. They're like, oh, how about next Tuesday? I'm like, oh my gosh, how about we plan out in a couple of weeks? I need to prepare for this. I love the choices. And a few years ago, when I had skin cancer and I had to go for a radiation, it wasn't just one facility that I was able to go. I didn't have to only go to one. There was choices, and I could interview the facility that I felt most comfortable with. I'm telling you, there's a lot of great medical care, great doctors and dentists in the greater Phoenix area, and I really love the choices. Number 8 is shopping. Look, I know shopping has completely changed over the last few years. I spend more time online and just having stuff delivered to my front door than we all have in the last decade, right? But when you want to choose to shop in person here, I love the greater Phoenix area. Not only do I have Costco's to choose from, different directions, but I have Sam's Clubs and Walmart Supercenters and Target Supercenters in every direction within a couple miles. Now, mind you, it depends on where you live, but if you look at how many Costco's there are, it's insane about how many we have here. We have a ton of Home Depots. We have a ton of Lowe's. We have an abundance of shopping malls, both indoor and outdoor still. Is that not crazy? Our outdoor malls are absolutely amazing. They have beautiful misting systems, even in the worst time of the summer, that you will make it's totally enjoyable. I can go anywhere from like a Target comfortably to even a Saks Fifth Avenue. There's beautiful music playing if I choose to go in. And let me tell you, there's sometimes you want to be spoiled and you want to be waited on hand and foot. We still have Macy's nearby. We also have little tiny mom and pop shops where if I want to go pick out a perfect client gift, I can go and hand pick out hand etched crystal from a local mom and pop shop just down the street. I love shopping in every possible way in the greater Phoenix area. Number 9, I love the school choices. Look, when my dad picked where we moved up and grew up, he definitely bought over where he really could afford, but he was able to afford that area barely to get us in the best schools in the Bay Area. And I know that that was always really hard for him, and I've always appreciated that. But one of the great things in the greater Phoenix area, parents don't have to worry about things like that because you are not restricted by the boundary that you live in, that you have to go to that school if you are unfortunately lower income or you just can't afford to live in the more expensive areas where there might be higher school ratings. We have an open enrollment throughout the state of Arizona, and you as the parent can select what school your child will go to. And most of them are free. So this would be public schools, charter schools. There's obviously a lot of homeschooling program, and those tax dollars can be given to the parents if they choose to homeschool. But again, there's a lot of choices out there. And that's what makes Arizona, in my opinion, especially as a parent, a fantastic place to live. And that leads me to number 10, no particular order, because all of these are great reasons. These are my personal top 10 reasons. I'll tell you, the people that are here in the greater Phoenix area are extremely grateful to be here. They love living in Arizona. They don't feel like they're forced to stay here, maybe because they're making a lot of money and they have to stay in an area that they don't like San Jose, or they're living in an area where they can't get out, like little tiny small town. People have choices here, and they've come here for a better quality of life. Look, even if you're not buying a home, if you're renting a home, there's so many choices here. People here are genuinely kind. I'll tell you, through COVID, people came together and they put their differences aside. And that's one of the things I am most proud about through the whole COVID thing is everyone really stuck together, and we did not become battle of the left and right. It was like, let's just get through this and let's be friends. So anyways, you guys, I have to tell you, I truly love Arizona. And if you are looking for a better quality of life, you can't pick another city that's rated even close to the greater Phoenix area. All right, guys, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your comments. If you've been to Phoenix, ask me your questions below. I would love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day and pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.